Welcome back to Take 3, of course. Like I did promise, we're no longer 3, we're now 4. Of course, Kate, Ekemini, and we got a guest in the studio.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm great. Good to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. I mean, we talked about how important storytelling is and what you do. I guess when I hear voiceover artists, I'm thinking, how did this start for you? Like, was something you always wanted to do as a kid?
Right. Not at all, actually. I didn't even know for a fact that I had a voice that could say anything that was really good. But a friend of mine, I was a gospel rap artist at some point, so I was always... Yes. So
Okay, to drop some bars.
Yes, you gotta cook. You will cook here today.
Thank you for leaving the studio without dropping.
Of course, yes. So a friend of mine, my producer, Wole Adesanya, felt I had a voice that could sell products, services, and ideas. So he introduced me to voice acting, and I think the rest, they say, is history. So, yeah.
Amazing. The first thing that comes to my mind every time I hear a voiceover artist or a voice actor is, can anybody just be a voiceover artist, or are there things that we need to put in place to master?
I'm making money.
You never know. Side hustle.
Yeah, well, I would say no.
Okay.
Right, because there are certain characteristics that you should have. Right, one of them would be clarity. So you have to, as much as possible, be able to speak clearly.
Okay.
Send your message out clearly, and there has to be confidence in your voice, because to a very large extent you'll be selling ideas, products, and services, and it has to be convincing. And you must have the ability to follow directions, because sometimes someone has to tell you, do this thing, and you should get it and respond as quickly as possible. Right, so if you don't have some of these abilities, and of course it is artistic, it is you bringing your beauty, into the space. And of course, there are some people that cannot connect with their emotional parts, right? So there's written text and there's the emotion that follows every written text. So as much as possible, you must have the ability to be able to connect the emotions with the words or with the text that is given to you.
When I'm hearing emotions, I'm also hearing you got to know how to read. If you can't read,
Of
you can't
course.
go into it.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious, from your experience, what's the hardest, the most difficult, like maybe voice acting role you've ever taken? Maybe, I don't know, because I know that sometimes you hear a voice, it sounds like a cute little baby, and you go there like,
This is like a grown man.
It's a
Yeah, like a
grown man.
90-year-old even.
I'm like,
Of course. So I think for me to be like playing a very old man.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Because I have a lot of energy in my voice to a very large extent. I have some pitch, but going really old might be a bit, but I had to learn after some time. But I think starting out, that was like one of the things for me. Yes.
Can you give us an example of that? Maybe we should do
Give
grandpa
us-
and granddaughter. Let's do grandpa and granddaughter. Let's do grandpa and granddaughter. So I'm bringing husband home.
Same movie.
Disclaimer, I'm married. I'm already married. I got ring.
borrowing you for a minute.
All right, borrow me.
Please, Sam's wife, can we borrow him? Mrs. Dandy.
She already agreed. We love you. Okay. Hi, grandpa.
Hi, my daughter. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Good evening, sir.
Pretty, so good to see you.
Good to see you too, sir.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
How's your health? How you doing?
You're smiling. What? It seems there's something you want to tell me. What you mean? Oh, wow.
Yes, Papa.
That's something, but spill it. Spill it.
My husband
hello,
to be.
young man. How are you?
Doing
What
fine,
do you
thank
do
you,
for a living? I
am-
like your hair. Well,
Thank you. I'm at the next Afrobeat song.
Wow. That was really good.
thank you.
So what I want to know is, as you were doing that, you see, with screen acting, we can see all the emotions on your
Right.
face, right? But with voice acting, it's completely...
Everything is in your voice.
Yes. How do you do that? Is there still an element of like...
Mannerism, like almost like you're acting.
What happens behind the
Exactly.
booth? Are you
Yes.
just...
So you're literally doing everything that you're supposed to do on screen. It's just that everything has to be in your voice. So to a very large extent, you have to put yourself in a space where you understand to a very large extent the scenario around your character, and then the emotional connection between yourself and your character. And usually we say that as a voice actor, you become. It simply means that if I'm King E and my role is, a military man, I stop being King E as soon as I take that role, and I become the man that talks with authority. Even if I'm naturally shy, I have to get into that space where I am this new guy. So to a very large extent, we take on different roles, different characters as we go on as voice actors.
Wow.
Amazing. So there's this narrative out there that voiceover artists or voice actor is just a hobby for them. It's not a profession. It's not supposed to be a job. They can't make money from it. It's not so much. What do you think about that?
Yes, I think to a very large extent, one thing I tell my students is if you think voice acting or voiceover in itself is a side hustle, then you can only get side hustle money from it. That's just
What?
Clock it.
What?
Clock it in Mona. But if you think that's a big deal, now this is, for me, I don't think you necessarily have to say I'm a full-time voiceover artist because we are in an economy that you need more than one source of income.
I agree.
So even if you're doing some of the thing, when it comes to voiceover, you're there 100, right? You're giving it everything that you have, right? So for me, I think that's really what it should be like. If you think that it's a side hustle, it is. For me, it's a big deal. It's my everyday, right? It's my everyday. I am one of those people that see voiceover beyond recording, beyond recording behind the microphone, if you know what that means, because my everyday right now, I'm talking to you, right? I am also exhibiting some of my skills.
It sounds
Absolutely.
great.
Right? So, to a very large extent, every night I tell my daughter a story before she goes to sleep.
That is so nice.
So
You should totally put that out
no,
on social.
seriously. If I don't do that, she cries like.
Do you post it?
No, I
I
don't.
think that would be
It's
so
just-
nice. So I promise you could call it like a series, like maybe Nighttime with Kim and that would make so much sense. We just saw a video now playing on the screen, and we can see the veins in your neck.
Tell me about it.
I'm like,
So
oh my
much
goodness.
exertion.
Yes.
What? Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Guys, can you see that?
And I said,
Take a
don't
look at
try
that.
this on an empty stomach.
Hey, they're gonna wheel you out of there.
You got to be making money to be
feed yourself.
properly fit. But I was going to ask this, of course. When you say acting, I mean, we can argue, and some people would say that even real actors, like Nollywood actors, film actors, don't even get paid well enough. And now we're talking about voice actors. Do you think there's a huge difference?
Of course. There's a huge difference because first, the industry. The industries are different. Nollywood is big, it's global.
Yeah.
The voice-over industry around here is still very young. Or I wouldn't say young, but it's still growing to a very large extent.
Right.
And so many people are still trying to understand the concept of being a voice-over artist or being, in the voice acting space because of the industry. There's animation that is still just trying to grow here. There's audiobooks that you can rarely find. There's commercials, of course, that some people just think, he's just talking. Not until they get into the booth, they realize that he's not just talking.
Yes.
There's more to it than. So it's a growing space. We cannot compare right now, but I think that it is a good job. I love
What you
doing
do.
voice acting.
I love the
doing voice.
I
enthusiasm
also,
about
like
that.
that I also like that he mentioned, that you have students, so it's not just something that you do. So
No. I train students. I probably have trained over 300 plus students going forward. And so,
Blow your horn, King.
Yes, please. But for you, King E, right? What makes a voice memorable for you?
Right.
Because
what
I've
makes
heard, I've heard people say, you have to have the Big Brother voice style, or you have to have a certain thin voice or something. Do you get
Like a specific texture.
I think it's very individualistic to a very large extent because the kind of voice that you like, you may not like it.
True.
So it's really about the listener. Okay, it's about who is listening, one, and the other thing is I tell my students, sorry, I say that a lot, but but then because I teach every other day, right? To a very large extent, it is about the client. If the client loves your voice and they feel like it's memorable to them, that's all you need.
That's all you need.
All right, but as much as possible, be professional, follow directions, give it your best. But being memorable, a voice, of course, your voice should be good. Your voice should sound clear. It should have attitude. It should have character. If you need to be proud, be proud. Right? Be proud. Show off, or we usually say show off, but don't be proud. But if your character says you're a proud guy, then be.
Show it.
You understand? If the client is fine, then you're good to go. If the client feels like it's memorable, if you're listening and you feel like this is a really nice voice, it's sweet, then that's all we need. But give it your best as much as possible, and that's really about it. It can give you so much.
Why am I curious?
How do
he
you
sounds...
feel? So what I want to know now is, how do you feel about AI taking over the voice industry, especially because it hasn't even, voiceover on its own has not even picked up. The industry is still a baby, and now we have AI replacing it. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's a thing. It's something that we've spoken and we've talked about with the Association of Voiceover Actors of Nigeria so many times. It was discussed at the Voiceover Conference, all that. It's a thing, and we know. But one of the things that we also agree is that, first of all, voiceover is, AI is not just eating into the voiceover space. It's general to a very large extent. So we are comforted that it is not just us, right? So let's start from there. The other thing is, we have to find a meeting ground, a collaboration, right? There are several ways that you can benefit with using AI. There, of course, it will take some jobs, but as much as possible, every voice-over artist needs to go past, I just have a voice. There has to be a personality with your voice. So there's your voice, there's your personality. So to a very large extent, you will still sell because there's something that works for you. Your content, your personality, your voice, all of that. So if someone wants to hire King E, they're not hiring King E just because he has a voice, or because he's an individual who has maybe made a mark in the voiceover industry across Africa, or has done this, has done that. So there has to be something, some inclusion, right? Yeah. And the other thing is diversify, right? Because this thing is here. It has come to stay. There's nothing you can do. You either learn it, you diversify, become more than just a voice for hire, right? Have some other things you do. Within the voiceover industry alone, there are several skills that you can add to your voice, okay? And this is a digital world, right? How do you bring your voice? Right now, I can script an entire radio show, okay? Or an entire performance, voice acting performance, just using AI. But the visual, you will see it and love it. You wouldn't ask me if it was AI that wrote it for me. All right? So as much as possible, there are some people that they have their voices on platforms or on several apps, and if a client reaches out to them, they just go there, puts the script, it's their voice. So it makes the work easy.
Ladies, I guess at this point, maybe we should get signed up.
Yes,
I'm down to make some extra money, for sure. But of course, we just had this great chat with King E. It's such an absolute honor. And what you're doing is incredible, you know. We would have asked that he does a female voice, but let's not stress. His voice is
I know where I am. I don't know respect.
We're going to go on a quick break right here and take two. When we come back, trending is still around the corner. Yes, and we're not done. Celeb Socials as well, so stick around.